Hi, this is Joeu. I'm the chairman of the Fatherhood Coalition in Massachusetts, and I'm here to introduce the following recording that was made at the July 8th nomination hearing by the Massachusetts Governor's Council. The Governor's Council is authorized by the state constitution to review and approve or reject nominations for judgeships in the state. And so the Fatherhood Coalition, since last summer, has been monitoring the council hearings and has been encouraging the council to vigorously inquire of the nominees their positions on various issues that we consider of utmost importance to men and fathers, and by consequence, by extension, to families in Massachusetts. These issues include the Mass General Law Restraining Order, domestic abuse laws, child custody laws, child support laws, and divorce laws. To date, the council has been very disappointing to us in that the members have not vigorously investigated the nominees' positions on a number of issues that we think are very important. And so the hearing on July 8th was emblematic of the type of hearings that the council holds for individuals who are going to be placed in positions of great power as judges in the state of Massachusetts. The third branch of government, we have the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. As the third branch of government, the judiciary is an unaccountable and a regime unto itself once the individual is placed in the position of a judge. So we have been encouraging and will be continuing to encourage the Governor's Council to be more aggressive in its questioning of these nominees in relation to the issues that we consider of utmost importance. It's their constitutional duty, and we believe that in many ways they've been derelict in following their responsibility in this regard. There was one instance in the hearing on July 8th where the council did raise an issue of utmost importance, and that was regarding the matter of recusal. The nominee, attorney Margaret Guzman, who was nominated to be a judge in Dudley, Massachusetts, was asked whether she would recuse herself if an attorney who had just moments before appeared for her at this hearing were to appear before her if she was a judge in a case before her. Attorney Guzman unhesitatingly answered no, she would not recuse herself. After some prodding by some council members, the weakness of this stance was made apparent to the attorney, and she unconvincingly said that she would consider recusal if this situation were to arise. This is emblematic of the type of attitude by lawyers and judges in the state, that there is another set of laws and rules for them as opposed to the general population. The idea of impropriety by a judge who is looking at a case when someone that is on their side personally or professionally is on one side of the case is something that they don't consider reason to be reason enough to recuse themselves from a case, even though the judicial rules state that they should. So the hearing, as you'll see, is divided into three parts. The first part is usually testimony by supporters and opponents of a nominee. In this case, no opponents were heard. It's a public hearing. And the second part is a statement by the nominee. And the third part is the questioning by council members. You'll find the first part rather unhelpful if you want to get a sense of what is going on. The second part and third part, the nominee statement and questioning by the council, more helpful, but only to the extent to see that there was no inquiry into the judicial philosophy of the candidates who are becoming judges in our state here in Massachusetts. We think that there's a series of these videos online. Please review them and give us any comments that you might have. The Fatherhood Coalition does have a website, www.fatherhoodcoalition.org. We have a hotline for men and fathers in difficulties at 617-SAD, S-A-D, DADS, D-A-D-S. Please keep watching, and thank you for picking up on this online video, and please get involved and help make the judiciary a more effective and better place for men and fathers to get justice. Thanks.
In one particular case, it involves some considerable procedural complexity. In each case, she was thoughtful, she was resourceful, She brought to the case an intelligence and a clarity that helped to resolve difficult issues and made her an exceptionally easy prosecutor to deal with, because there was always a point about things that she did, and if it didn't have a point, she brought it with a solution. And in each instance, I came away enormously impressed. I can speak for the lawyers in my office who share that view. Several of them have tried cases with Ms. Brown. They have come away very impressed. Each of us have commented in our office about her adherence to the highest professional standards. She believes and adheres to disclosure obligations. She is a person who, in our view, and I say that collectively for persons who work in the federal defender office, ideally suited to be a judge. And if we were here to try to assemble characteristics that would, we would perhaps all agree, be the kind of characteristics that we look for in a trial judge. We would look for a person that's done civil experience or has civil experience. We look for a person that has criminal experience on both sides of the law. We would look for a person who has been committed to the community and who has done work which indicates that kind of commitment we would hope to have in a district court judge. We would also look for intelligence and temperament that we look for in our judges. I would respectfully submit that ideal candidate is Angel Kelly Brown. She has been a legal aid attorney working with juveniles. She has had experience as an in-house counsel and as a civil litigator. She has worked with law students, teaching them how to meet the highest standards of their practice. She has worked as a federal prosecutor. She has done volunteer work with children at risk at the DYS, and she has taught lawyers trial tactics. I can't imagine the problem that she would encounter as a district court judge, for which she does not have the experience to meet. She would not have to be told who was a bail risk and who wasn't. She wouldn't have to be told what the standards are for a search warrant. She would know. She's drafted them, and she's defended against them. And she wouldn't need to know the problems of civil litigators. She's had and met those problems as a civil litigator herself. One more thing, which is I think, important. I was delighted to hear that she had been appointed to a district court. I practiced in my years in state court. I practiced in the Lynn District Court. I practiced in Lawrence. I practiced in I know the importance of good district court judges from the law too, particularly in courts where the demands of the community are so high. Many young people appearing in district court are at risk. Many can, with appropriate intervention, be influenced to get jobs to meet their responsibilities. It's important to have a district court judge who views her participation in the community as a judge as having that kind of responsibility. And I'm confident that Angel Kelly Brown is precisely that kind of lawyer, would be that kind of person as a judge. She has demonstrated that commitment and sensitivity in her work. I can't imagine a person that would meet the responsibilities of being that kind of community judge in an important urban court, a person that would be better qualified than Angel Kelly Brown. So I ask this chamber to affirm her as a district court judge for Providence District Court. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Council Manager, the question.
Yes, thank you. Hi. I do have a couple questions. Basically, it seems to me that Attorney Brown is from a background where there's staff. I realize she's represented some people, and I realize she's been on both sides of the criminal case, and I understand that. But it seems to me that she's always been in a situation where she's had a lot of staff, a lot of support, legal assistance. I'm sure that's true at the U.S. Attorney's Office. So when she gets to district court, she's going to be in a position to level the playing field where there are solo practitioners and people who don't have coffee rooms where they work all night, and legal minions who are going to stay up all night and do their bidding. The solo practitioners have to show up for a court on time and be prepared without any help at all, for the most part. So I'd like to know whether or not Attorney Brown is going to be the sort of judge that's going to level the playing field and not allow people from big firms to crush solo practitioners that have legitimate cases, prosecuting officers that do the same thing. And once you've told me that you think that she'll be able to do that, I'd like you to tell me why I should review that she'll be able to do that.
Well, there are some cases in the U.S. Attorney's Office where the resources are fewer than one might think. But as a legal aid defender in New York City, working in juvenile cases, I can't imagine an office that had fewer resources available, where the demands weren't to represent so many individual juveniles and try to keep track of that without any resources comparable to the kind of resources she might have had in other positions. I'm highly confident of that background, but also because of the evenness of her temperament, because of the balance of her judgment, and simply the kind of social skills that she has to demonstrate. I can't imagine Amy Kelly Brown being indifferent to the duties and the burdens on solo practitioners, on lawyers that bounce from court to court, lawyers that will hear 1 minute in Brockton and the next minute have to be in the city. I would be, frankly, a lot of the ability to empathize with lawyers in that situation is just a question of fundamental human decency. One doesn't have to have the experience that she's had in juvenile sessions to have that. If you're respectful of counsel, she is. If you appreciate what lawyers do and the need for good lawyer in a case, and she does, I can't imagine Angel Kelly Brown not extending to a lawyer who is prepared to make other obligations at a trial schedule in some session. I can't imagine her not extending a courtesy of influence or appropriate time to prepare. So I would be shocked, frankly, flattered if those kind of courtesies were extended by the program.
I'm actually talking more about the resources that are available to one side versus the other side, in the sense of being able to crush a side of paper, for example, play fast and loose, and have the solo practitioner not have the ability to keep up with the gamesmanship that legally partners with big firms or prosecutors with big offices have the time to do. So that's what I'm more concerned about, not whether or not we have in 2 courts at the same time. I appreciate what you have said, but that's what I'm referring to. So if you could talk about just the overarching concept that justice is for people who can pay for it, and for people who have the lawyers that have the depth of resources available.
Well, I respectfully suggest that nothing about her career suggests that she would expect that justice would be levied by the ability of one party to pay the other. Having been in-house counsel to a government agency, she's certainly aware of the balance of resources that we have. But also with her other experiences, I would expect that under no circumstances will she let one party level to the other, just by virtue of the resources or the time alone to work with one. She is not that kind of person. I would be stunned if a firm association that would monitor the entity of business in court made I know a difference to the government.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me, can I ask my other question?
How long have you worked with her?
I worked with her about 2.5 years. I would, if I am permitted to sort of speak collectively from my office in terms of the cases that she's been involved in, I would guess collectively we've done 2 trials, perhaps 3 with her among the lawyers in my office, and done anywhere from I would expect somewhere 12 to 15 cases, something like that. So I intend to communicate not only my experience, but the experience of other lawyers in my office who do talk about other lawyers, their reputation, and how they're regarded.
So this is you worked with Attorney Brown prior to her working at the U.S. Attorney?
No, I worked with her at the U.S. Attorney's Office while she's been there.
In 2007, so correct, 2.5 years ago.
I'm sorry, my mind.
No, just about 2 years.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
How many cases did you work?
Sorry?
How many cases did you work in?
I've taken account, I have to say. We have resolved several cases, and I'll leave it there. But I don't say that. I take it.
You're being very evasive. You failed to answer the question.
I have not prevailed in any cases.
I know that's me, boy, that's what I'm doing. Oh, perfect.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Before we hear from the next witness, I'd like to introduce Marilyn Zane. Now we'll hear from Assistant U.S. Attorney Angela.
That I come today before you to testify here on behalf of Angel Brown. I also want to say hello to my dear friend, Council Lynn. I'm here today to testify about the superior accomplishment and distinguishing qualities that have prepared Angel Brown for the position of an Associate Justice of the Bronxton District Court. I must say, however, that it feels somewhat strange to be on this side of the table today. It was almost 18 years ago that I stood on the other side of the table preparing candidates for their confirmation hearing and not testifying on their behalf. At that time, some of you, at least Counselor, I know I was Deputy Legal Counsel to Governor Michael Dukakis, where I was responsible for preparing candidates. I dare say I have today found a new appreciation for the other side of the table. It's my intention this morning to share with you some personal thoughts and reflections about Attorney Brown that have brought me to this place today. I have known Angel for approximately 3 years, first through our mutual work in the community and with various bar associations, and later as a colleague in the U.S. Attorney's Office. When Angel first began working at the U.S. Attorney's Office, I gladly served as a mentor to her, not only with respect to her caseload, showing her the ropes in the U.S. Attorney's Office, introducing her to the judiciary in the courthouse, and being available to her to answer any questions that she might have about various aspects of her cases, and about the law, and about sentencing issues. What I quickly found out was Angel didn't need a lot of mentoring. There were times when I wondered who was the mentor, who was the mentee, because that's the kind of person Angel is. In my role as her mentor, I once shared with Angel that given the enormous power in the hands of a prosecutor, it's not always about winning a case. It's about fairness, it's about respect for the law, and it's about doing the right thing while at the same time having the compassion and the respect for people we prosecute and for the victims we represent. I can assure you as I stand here today that over time I came to know that these virtues were and are totally ingrained in the characteristic makeup of Angel Brown. Moreover, Angel has just the right temperament, she has just the right compassion, she has just the right toughness that will serve her well in a busy district court like Bronxton. She is also very well organized and manages her time effectively, and she has a unique capacity to juggle many competing interests successfully without compromising one over the other. She's a tireless advocate,
hard worker, quick on her feet, to come through the thicket, to see the real issues, what the real issues are, and to come up with a valid solution with what appears to many onlookers, including myself, to be effortless on her part. I might also add that she's unflappable under pressure, or when she's under the gun to complete a task. Angel is also a team player. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that she is always ready to step in, to jump in a minute's notice, to help her colleagues, to help her support staff, to help anybody who needs assistance, including judges who have called on her in certain situations to come to their aid in the district court of the federal bench. Even when she has a full plate herself, she is always ready to assist somebody else, including myself. As a federal prosecutor, Angel has not shied away from taking some of the most difficult cases in our office, such as gun trafficking, drug cases, child pornography, child exploitation cases. She has also volunteered her time to participate in the U.S. District Court's weekly drug court session, which is known as the CARE program, and with the Violent Felon Reentry program, which is known as the RESTART program. It goes without saying that Angel Kelly Brown is also intellectually gifted. Intellectually gifted. She's smart, she's bright, she's well read on the law. She never begins a case until she understands the law. She is also a good moral character, centered, and a modest person with a wonderful and healthy passion for the law. She is also reserved but has an unmistakable presence about her and an engaging sense of humor. Over the course of our relationship, I've also come to know of Angel's long-time efforts, dedication, and personal commitment to providing volunteer and pro bono services to assist the indigent, our youth, and the economically disadvantaged members of our community. Angel's professional qualities, which have spanned more than 19 years, are also impressive. She has become solidly oriented to the legal profession, having honed her legal skills in the areas of civil, criminal, and juvenile law. She has also served as a supervisor, where she has managed and trained other lawyers. But it doesn't stop there, folks. You see, throughout Angel's legal career, Angel has also found time to teach. She has served at one time or another as an assistant adjunct professor, an instructor, a clinical instructor, as a teacher at several prestigious institutions, including New York University, Georgetown University Law Center, Columbia University, and Harvard Law School. She has taught and trained not only lawyers, but law enforcement officers, law students, undergraduate students, and high school students who are at risk in the inner city. Among her peers, Angel is also well known for her expertise in the area of child advocacy. Prior to joining the U.S. Attorney's Office, she was a clinical trial advocate instructor at Harvard University and has taught Harvard's trial advocacy workshops for every year since 2006. She is also regularly called upon by the National Institute of Trial Advocacy, also known as NIA, to serve as a faculty member, where she has taught trial skills and deposition skills. finally, Angel has also found time to serve on boards of at least 2 bar associations that I am aware of: the Massachusetts Black Lawyers Association and the Women's Bar Association of Massachusetts. As a board member, she has worked tirelessly on diversity issues in the legal profession and in mentoring female middle and high school students who are at risk through the Roxbury Youth Work Program. I suspect that if given a chance, Angel Kelly Brown will carry these same qualities with her in her new role as Associate Justice of the Roxbury District Court. I submit to you that Angel Kelly Brown is uniquely qualified to serve as a district court judge. She is a skilled lawyer and a skilled litigator who has successfully honed her legal and administrative skills throughout her life and throughout her professional career. A professional career that has spanned more than 19 years. It is that life experience that makes her uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. Without any reservation, I believe that Angel Kelly Brown can and will, if given the opportunity, serve on the bench with a grace and with a skill that will make all of us proud. At the end of each and every day, I'm confident that Angel Kelly Brown will prove to be a fine, a fair, and a thoughtful judge. I hope that at the conclusion of these proceedings, you will come to know what all of us know, that Angel Kelly Brown is exceptionally qualified to be an Associate Justice of the Roxbury District Court, and I thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you today. I humbly urge you to approve Attorney Angel Kelly Brown's nomination as Associate Justice of the Roxbury District Court. I am extremely confident that you will not be disappointed if you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Tony. Councilor
I would like to comment that your testimony is very meaningful and good, and you had, and this is what I thought that was put into that, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from T. Ellis Niles.
Morning, and thank you. I made this one that I came from the court this morning to read it. I'm happy to be here. Again, my name is T. Ellis Niles. I'm an attorney here in Boston. I work for a small law firm, attorney Mr. Price. I'm also a resident of Brockton. I've lived there for over 10 years. I've had the pleasure of knowing with Angel Kelly Brown through our affiliation with the Women's Bar Foundation's Women of Color Committee. There we work with the Female Focus Initiative through the Roxbury Youth Work Program, which is a program for at-risk youth. Throughout our association, I have witnessed Ms. Kelly Brown's dedication and leadership in inspiring others to look beyond their current circumstances, not just with the youth, but also with the many volunteers who work with that committee. She's able to engage with her colleagues and with the young ladies in the program to help them work through their problems and not just give them the answers that they're looking for. It's this same commitment that I have no doubt that she'll bring to her appointment with the Roxbury District Court. I do a lot of practice out of that court, and I know that the leadership skills that she was bringing and the work that she has brought to her volunteer activities will be very inspiring there. I'm here today. I came to witness, and I also came to speak on behalf of Maria Alves, who is the director of the Roxbury Youth Work Female Focus Initiative. She was unable to be here this morning, and she asked that through my presentation that I would read this letter to you. I'm going to share that with you now. Maria Alves, she's the program director for the Female Focus Initiative, SFI, at Roxbury Youth Work. The SFI program serves girls committed to the Department of Youth Services. SFI is the only female community reentry center in the city of Boston. Our population of girls can be very challenging because of their life experiences, family history, and delinquent behavior. I was first introduced to Ms. Kelly Brown in 2007 when she contacted FSI to offer volunteer services for our girls. During the past couple of years, Mrs. Kelly Brown has planned fun and educational activities for our girls and has organized a planning committee of more than 15 attorneys, volunteers, many of whom have since formed a mentoring relationship with the FSI girls. As the director of FSI, I have witnessed Ms. Kelly Brown's commitment and talent in working with these teenage girls by attempting to play a major role in stabilizing their behavior and exposing them to new experiences. Thanks to Ms. Kelly Brown's commitment to the FSI program, these urban teenagers have been exposed to several activities that they were unlikely to explore on their own, such as taking a tour of a television station to learn about career opportunities in that field and attending an event at the African Museum, which engaged the young ladies in an intense discussion about African American history and Boston. Our program took place at our community buildings, including workshops on financial budgeting, applying to college, self-awareness, and developing healthy relationships. In the time that I have known Mrs. Kelly Brown, I have been impressed with her leadership skills and her ability to develop positive relationships with many of the young girls. Even when the girls did not want to engage, she is a respected mentor and is a role model for our girls. Ms. Kelly Brown is a reliable colleague who has made herself available to the program and our girls whenever she is needed. I strongly recommend Ms. Kelly Brown's official appointment. She will not only be an asset to the legal community, but to the communities that she serves. And thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point, that will conclude the people speaking in favor of your nomination. I do want to point out that Senator Tom Kennedy from Brockton wanted to be here to speak on your behalf, but unfortunately has a prior commitment and is unable to attend. At this point, before we hear from you, is there anyone in this room who would like to speak in opposition to the appointment of Angel Kelly Brown? I just want the record to reflect that we did get information that Stefano Cresciato and his wife Melita were going to speak in opposition, but an emergency has arisen and they will not be able to speak in opposition of the nomination. At this point, Angel, if you could give us a brief summation of your educational experience, your work experience, why we think that this council should confirm you as an Associate Justice of the Brockton District Court.
Thank you. Thank you, council, for the time and attention that you've given to my nomination. It's truly a humble honor for me to be here to appear before you as Attorney Paul Patrick, nominee for Brockton District Court. I'd like to also thank the people who have come to support me here, a small collection of close friends and colleagues. Thank you to my witnesses who have testified here on behalf of my nomination. I do sincerely appreciate that. And I also like to thank my husband for all of the love and support that he's given me. Darryl, he's sort of sitting behind that chair. I can't see him, but maybe that's a good thing. He's truly special. When I moved to Massachusetts, one of my goals was to have a better balance between my professional and my personal life. And Darryl has tirelessly encouraged me to continue pursuing my professional dreams while enriching my personal life. And so, sweetie, I'd like to just acknowledge you publicly and say thank you for everything. At this time, councilors, I'd like to share with you a little bit about my improbable journey that leads me to the presence in this seat today. I start by telling you a little bit about my family. My mother was born and raised in Japan. My father was now deceased, was born and raised in the Deep South. I was raised in a blue-collar, working-class family. My mother came to this country when she was 18 years old. She was hired to work in a supermarket as a meat wrapper. She held this one and only job for over 45 years until her retirement. My father was a truck driver until his early death. Sadly, he was not able to see me graduate from elementary school. I am the youngest and only girl of 4 children. I was the first and only to attend college. My brothers joined the military because for men of color, this was a way out of the community, and this was a promise for a better future. As Daddy's little girl, everything I've achieved in life has been in his honor. But everything I achieved in life as a woman is due to my mother. I inherited my mother's work ethic. She was unable to offer me academic or professional guidance based on her own personal experience. But she created opportunities for me. She allowed me to dream, to struggle, and succeed, and to ultimately achieve. Following in her footsteps in an attempt to be self-sufficient, when I was old enough to get my working papers, I worked at a daycare center and then at a Boys and Girls Club, so I wouldn't be a financial burden on my mother. When I was in high school, I enjoyed school, and there was no question that I would go to college, even when no one else in my family was going. Pursuing this uncharted course, I didn't know how to select a college. I resorted to college stickers on the back of car windows to develop my list of colleges to apply to. My mother never hesitated. She told me to apply to college, to get accepted, and we would figure out how to financially pay for it. Without knowing what to expect after college, I went. Even though I wanted to be a lawyer, I knew I didn't have to major in political science. So I decided to study about my heritage. I majored in Japanese studies with a minor in sociology and anthropology. I enjoyed learning about other cultures. I spent 6 months in Japan studying Japanese language and culture. Mesmerized by the East, and my last semester at Colgate, I studied Chinese. I traveled to Taiwan and China during that last semester. After college, I went on to Georgetown University Law Center. While attending law school as a full-time student, I worked 2 part-time jobs. It was during law school in a clinical program that I learned I'd love to teach. The little knowledge I had, I wanted to share with others who may not have had anyone to consult with about their personal or professional goals, as I did. In my second year of law school, I started teaching high school students. In law school, I decided I wanted to work with people and to be a trial lawyer. Growing up, the court system was frightening. It was a place where people went when they were in their greatest hour of need. I believe, and I still believe, the court system, our judicial system, is where I can make the greatest contribution to people as they deal with legal issues. For my days as a defense attorney for juvenile delinquents, I hoped I could make a contribution to young people's lives to help them avoid future legal problems. After law school, I taught high school students for 12 years on a part-time basis. I taught high school students because I believe the greatest way to improve lives and communities is by contributing to the lives of young people, our future. Today, I continue to teach and volunteer my time because there might be someone like me who doesn't have someone at home who can offer him or her academic or professional guidance. In addition to teaching, while working full-time, I also pursued an LLM in trial advocacy. I consider myself a lifelong student, always willing to learn and looking for ways to improve. My mother taught me education is where opportunities begin. Since law school, I've had a wonderful career as a public servant. My career path has taken me to both sides of the aisle and into different arenas. I've defended juvenile delinquents, handled care and protection cases, litigated a wide range of civil matters, simple and complex, in state court and federal court, family court matters, and criminal prosecution. I have a balanced appreciation of litigation from every perspective. I am fortunate to have worked with underprivileged individuals because that experience has created a grounded understanding of the challenges that poor people face on a daily basis. I have received great personal satisfaction in brokering reasonable resolutions in those instances of valid claims, and also in protecting police officers from frivolous lawsuits. My work in family court allowed me to use my legal skills to strengthen family unity. It is with great pride that I currently serve society to protect law-abiding citizens and to make meaningful contributions toward creating a safe community. I hope my cultural and ethnic diversity, along with my breadth of professional experiences, are viewed as assets to a judicial position in the richly diverse community of Bronx. I spent my career attempting to give a voice to unpopular and often ignored clients, seeking justice and ensuring their equal access to justice. I wish to be a judge to make certain that every voice is heard and treated with respect and dignity. My public service career hopefully demonstrates my commitment to creating a safer, healthier, and just society. I hope you now have a better understanding of me and my journey here. I hope you view as I do the breadth of my experiences as a solid foundation for the district court bench, and view my commitment to community service as assets to the Bronx region. I humbly request your support of my nomination.
Thank you. At this point, do any of the councils have any questions of Councilor Farrington?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate the witnesses. They're all very good, very helpful. I'm interested if you could tell me about the CARE program and the Restart program and what was your involvement in those programs.
The CARE program is what many refer to as state court as a drug court. It's a program, it's a pilot program that was started here in Massachusetts. At the time that it started, which was prior to my joining the U.S. Attorney's Office, there were similar type courts across the nation. Since the success of the CARE program here, a number of other districts have modeled their program after the CARE program, which has been led by Magistrate Judge Wilkin. That court, the CARE program, it involves the U.S. Attorney's Office, the Office of Federal Defenders, as well as probation and some treatment providers. The purpose of that program is to provide intensive supervision for persons who are coming back into the community.
So it's a post-conviction?
Yes.
No, this is not a diversionary program.
That's correct.
And how many people are in the program?
It ranges depending on graduation and attrition. So I would say it ranges between 15 and 20. I think that the goal was to not go higher than 20, and I don't think that we have done that. I was involved with that program for about a year and a half. The Restart program is a slightly different program. It is also a reentry program. But that is designed for persons who do not have substantial substance abuse problems, but are generally more violent offenders, people who are having other problems reintegrating into society, whether it's lack of education, job training, housing, and those types of services. It's the same population or stakeholders who are involved, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the Federal Defender's Office, as well as probation, and we try to tap into the resources within the community to help these people reintegrate themselves.
And do these program participants go before a judge or a magistrate judge on a weekly basis?
That's correct. The CARE program meets every week on Wednesday. The Restart program meets the first and the third Wednesday. The CARE program in the morning, the Restart program in the afternoon. It also has about a similar number of participants. The current number is 16. The goal is not to go higher than 20, but we have to reach that level. And that's a newer program that actually just started this year.
And
that's with Magistrate Judge Wilkin.
Right. And by the way, Judge Wilkin called and said great things about it. So,
I think very highly.
And so what precisely is your role or the role of the Assistant U.S. Attorney in this side of those programs?
Well, we are an equal participant in those programs, and we try to offer solutions. It's more of a collective mind group there that try to develop solutions for each individual participant. It's not a cookie-cutter solution for every participant. We actually examine their individual circumstances and give different perspectives on it. And sometimes when there's non-compliance, there are sanctions that need to be imposed. And so that's actually when the U.S. Attorney's Office becomes more of an advocate for vary from community service to time incarceration.
And is there dedicated treatment funding and drug testing funding that's available for these programs?
I'm not certain about that. Probation and the judges probably are the best people for that information. I don't know the answer. And if you'd like me to find out, I'd certainly.
No, that's okay. Based on your experiences in those programs, what's your own take on them? And do they inform you in terms of your anticipated appointment to advancing some of the things you might like to do there?
Absolutely. The CARE program at University, I started there with that program for a year and a half, and I'll just share with you why I volunteered for the Restart program. A judge stated that these persons who are offenders who are coming back into the community said, well, they're not coming back into my community. And when I thought about that, I realized they're coming back to mine. I live in Rockton, and so many of the participants, either their crime started there or they actually reside there. They are coming to my community, so I have a personal interest in the success of these people. So that was the reason for me volunteering. Now, as far as what role do I see these types of programs, it's important to me to attempt anything that has potential for success. And the CARE program has been successful. The reentry program, Restart, I have great hopes for that program to equally be successful. And to the extent possible, I would love to see, if they don't already exist, that in district court. So I certainly can bring that perspective to the district court bench.
I think you're going to find that there's quite a few drug courts in the Commonwealth, and there's a certain group of judges who are very active and believers. And probably the kind of thing that you would seek them out and sort of get on there anyway. In terms of, have you thought about your role once you become a judge in terms of leadership in the community around sort of community justice issues, and whether you think that's something you foresee for yourself in the town of Brockton where you live?
I think that's a wonderful idea. Actually, I had been approached by one of the federal judges to consider a restorative justice type program. And
who was that?
I'm sorry?
Who was that?
Judge Sorokin, Magistrate Judge Sorokin. He thought that I might be a good potential candidate for the U.S. Attorney's Office to be willing to consider devising a program. And we talked about logistics of it. I think that's going to be the most difficult part, the logistics of how to go about such a program. And what I found that it would be more difficult as a prosecutor to sort of draft the framework of it versus a judge. And I've actually have given this some thought since my nomination that how it could actually work in a community such as Rockton. And I think that the important part of the restorative justice program would be to draw from the community, to actually get them involved, to have the victims involved so that they have a say, so that the community also understands the process, so that they have a say in maybe possibly recommending a sentence, hearing actually from defendants, because then they may have a different appreciation for the circumstances in which the defendant came from. So I think that they're not only the probation officers, the district attorney's office and the defenders, but also other institutions such as people in education, just regular people from the community, to feel part of the system. And I think that would go a long way to address crime in a city like Rockton.
Well, that's great to hear. And when I was on the bench, we devised some programs called restorative probation, which are up and running and still very active, and have 40, 50 community members involved, and there's some models for that kind of program already up and running. Not spread too far, so there's stuff here to go look at. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Council Foley, do you have any questions?
A couple comments. You received two nurse certificates in 2002 for your work at the 911. What was that for?
One certificate that after 9/11, one was for the involvement that I had with a small collection of attorneys were about 5 of us that were immediately put to work after 9/11. The Port Authority's headquarters is located there in the World Trade Center, so we lost everything. Not only did we lose 86 employees, but we lost everything, every piece of paper, every computer, every chair. And so when we started back up a week later, there wasn't much to return to. We went to New Jersey, actually we got a law department, but we were spread out all over the 5 boroughs and New Jersey to just sort of start a business again. We had a handful of phones and a few computers, but it was really difficult. But 5 of us were selected to start immediately working on recovery, loss recovery, as well as the insurance litigation that started immediately after, practically September 12th. So one of the certificates of merit that I received was for that. The second was I had done a lot of work with the Port Authority Police Academy, teaching there. We lost an equal number of civilians as well as law enforcement, and many of those people that we lost were people from the academy who had responded from New Jersey to the World Trade Center site. And I think we lost over 2 of the academy staff on 9/11. So I was involved with helping those families in that time. So that was the second certificate of merit that I received after 9/11. But there is also a certificate of recognition that I received at graduation, Port Authority Police Academy graduation, for my work that I had done for the academy.
Your office was in New Jersey, not the World Trade Center?
It was one World Trade Center, 68th floor, was my office, but after 9/11, they relocated us to Newark, New Jersey, as a temporary site. And after 9/11, we moved to 3 different locations.
Where were you that day?
I was heading to the Queens courthouse, so that day I was reporting directly to the court.
Thank God.
Thank you.
And why did you end up going up to Massachusetts?
That man just behind you who just said that.
His fault? And you went down to law school.
I was teaching there.
You were aspiring to get U.S. Attorney's office?
Oh, yes. I actually applied to U.S. Attorney's office before I left New York. The first time I applied, they said, no, we don't take unsolicited resumes. You have to wait until there's an opening. So I waited until there was an opening. I applied again while I was still in New York. When I was accepting my position at Harvard, the day I got called for an interview for the U.S. Attorney's office. So that first contact or response from the U.S. Attorney's office was in 2005. I had my first interview in 2005, it was a hiring freeze, I had my second interview in 2006, and was ultimately offered a position in 2007 when the hiring freeze was lifted.
And you were assigned to the major crime unit?
Yes.
Who's your supervisor there?
James Lane.
And have you done any cases? I noticed you handled gun cases, drug trafficking, child exploitation, and so forth. Have any of those involved any residents from down the Rockland area? Were you working with the task force, the gang task force at all?
No, that's the gang unit is on a different side of the floor, but no. I have gotten cases that originated there that were assigned to AUSAs and the major crime unit. And sometimes those cases are spread out across the office, even to some civil attorneys.
And who would you working with, ATF or?
ATF.
Name?
For gun cases, yes, it's ATF.
What about the drug trafficking, DEA?
DEA, I have cases with DEA.
Local, state?
Yes. And that would also be true for the bank robbery cases that we have that may be on the joint task force, or could be as well with the human trafficking task force.
What was the...
I was not involved with the operation Spring Fling recently involved.
What was the case for? How many cases did you work on at that time?
I would say caseload is between, it could range between 25 and 35 cases. At various stages.
Judge Hillman also called me that a lot of nice things to say about you, right? And Judge Marion also covered some of the questions I had about the care program also. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from our counsel, Mary Ellen Young.
Nice to meet you. there are a couple things that I want to address with you. Have you ever been in a district court in Massachusetts?
I have actually,
I'm
recently,
talking about a state district court, not a federal district court. Okay, we're clear, go ahead.
recently I have sat and observed a number of different courts, Rockland District Court, Quincy District Court, Taunton District Court, and that was since my nomination. But once I went there, I actually recall, which is actually inconsistent with what I wrote on my questionnaire, that when I was with the Harvard Legal Aid Bureau, I do recall two occasions where I appeared, once in Somerville District Court and Malden District Court. So I actually have been prior to my nomination, but I did recall that at the time I was doing my application. So when I put 100% probate family court, that was
99.44, 100%, okay. So you do have two appearances where you actually appeared for a client in district court in Massachusetts.
that would be the student check.
Okay. And then, when you were in New York, I'm sure they have an equivalent of the district court system and the state system there. Did you practice in the equivalent?
I did when I was doing civil work.
Is this the legal aid?
That would be for the Court of Law in New York, New Jersey.
Okay, tell me about it.
So, and when this Port Authority, New York City has 5 boroughs. So there would be 5 boroughs in the civil court as well as the Supreme Court, and that's what we call them there. Those are the state level courts, so there's sort of a 2 hierarchy
So
level.
they're our districts and this area, okay?
So I did have civil cases in those courts. Could be in any of the boroughs and actually connecting counties. But I didn't practice in New Jersey. So yes, the equivalent would be those courts in addition to the work when I was at Legal Aid, which was what we call family court, and that family court dealt exclusively with the child protective and delinquency.
Okay, so for the 8 years you were at the Port Authority, I see here you conducted over 20 jury trials. Those would be in various levels of what we would call district and superior court. And when you applied,
Also federal court.
okay, thank you. And I don't need to, and you did do federal court work. You did litigation at the federal court level, I'm assuming, at the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Yes.
Okay. And while you were at the U.S. Attorney's Office, you carried a litigation caseload, or you supervised the litigation case?
Carried.
Okay. And was that all criminal?
All criminal.
Okay. All right, so you've done prosecution on one side would be, right? You've done criminal defense. You've done civil work.
Yes.
And the civil work were, I'm assuming, defense work, primarily defense work, but for individuals in small concerns as opposed to for big insurance companies. You weren't an insurance defense attorney.
No. But there may have been insurance matters that we dealt with.
Sure, I understand that, yeah. Okay, I just want to make that distinction. Okay, so when you applied for this position, is this the first time you applied for a judgeship?
No, it's not.
Okay. Did you apply in this state prior to this? And how long ago was that?
That was in 2007, prior to joining the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Okay, so, okay. And was that under government developed package as well?
Yes.
And what did you apply for in 2007?
In 2007, I applied for Superior Court, Probate Family Court, and Juvenile Court. There were no openings posted for District Court at that time that I submitted my application.
And how far did you make it?
Not far at all. I did your full interview with Jan.
And then when you, so you applied after you made these donations that are on your application? Okay, and then you didn't make it at all. Now did you apply, is this your second application? What happened between between your first application and your second application, what were there were too many positions for you to apply for you to answer, or I would just normally ask you who got the position ahead of you. But you applied to a few different places for the time now. What happened between 2007 and mid-2009 that propelled you into this nomination?
I can answer what I did professionally and personally in that period of time. I cannot answer why the J&C advanced me the second time versus the first. That I don't know. But since my application in 2007, I was been with Harvard Legal Aid Bureau at that time, so I was still doing clinical teaching. I then joined the U.S. Attorney's Office. So professionally, I started prosecuting cases, so that additional experience is probably something I was taking into consideration.
Okay, excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I know that I am. So you went to the U.S. Attorney, the big professional move was taking on a job at the U.S. Attorney's Office.
That was a change in my employment.
Yeah, and that's how I would characterize it. I understand what you're saying. Okay, well, that makes sense to me. And now, that gave you, that rounded you out as a prosecutor, for those who may or may not have been concerned about that. And I'm sure there was a turnover on the J&C as well, you know, who's there. You know, becoming a judge is like, getting this nomination is like catching lightning in a bottle.
And I was told that you have to apply multiple times in many cases, and that was one of the reasons why I did it. I was just hesitant, but I was encouraged to keep trying. If that's something I really want to do, well, keep trying. I did.
Well, it's like being a bridesmaid, you only have to be a bride one time, right? So, many times a bridesmaid, I guess it is. But with respect to this position, the Brockton District Court position, was this an advertised position?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
What did you apply for?
I applied to Superior Court.
Which, and was there a particular Superior Court position that you believe you were applying for?
It was the vacancy by Brockton.
And that's the one that was just not given to Kim Budd?
I don't know.
Okay, so you applied for that position, and whoever gets that position is the person that you were passed over for. Now, that position that you applied for was never advertised for our district court.
The one I applied for was Superior Court for Ralph Gann's vacancy. That was the one I applied for. The one that I've been nominated for is David Nagle's position in Brockton District Court. I did not put in my, it was not posted, so I did not apply directly for that position.
So the pool of people that applied for the Superior Court position that didn't get it were then considered for the district court position? But that's what happened to you.
I suspect that that is what happened to me. At the point in time that I met with the chief legal counsel, I indicated that I am applying for the Superior Court position, that I would be interested in serving in district court, for example, or juvenile court if the government felt that I was more appropriately suited for one of those courts.
Sure.
And that is something that I did when I joined the attorney's office as well. I said, wherever you need, whether it's criminal or civil, and I actually thought I did the civil position in light of my background, so they put it in the criminal position.
Right, and you know that moves anyway. You'll go back and forth, I'm assuming, between criminal and civil once you're on the bench.
Yes.
Right. So when you applied to, 2 years ago, you did express an interest in district court at that time.
No, there was no opening.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm definitely mishearing you. I'm sorry about that.
Maybe I was there.
No, that's okay. Okay, so when you applied in 2007, I thought you said you applied as a to Superior Court, Probate and Family Court, and District Court, juvenile. You applied to juvenile court, and I wrote that the only one I didn't write down. Okay, so you applied to juvenile court, and that didn't work out.
Probate, family, and Superior Court, those three courts in 2007.
Okay.
District Court, there were no openings, so I did not indicate district court.
Okay. Maybe it's talking that right now. Sorry, I apologize. Okay, so, okay, I understand. And so when you applied this time, you applied for a Superior Court position, but when you spoke with legal counsel, you informed them that you would go to district court as well, or wherever the judge thought you were suited. I'm going to make some calls. I do actually know some people that work with you at various places, so I'm going to call around. I'm sure nothing would make many people happier than finally having an angel on the bench, but I still need to do my due diligence. So, thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Can I respond to your question that you asked Herman again with regards to...
Sure.
When you were actually describing the solo practitioners in the law firm, I actually thought you were describing all the jobs that I previously had.
Okay.
We did not have the resources that I think that most people think of. At the U.S. Attorney's Office, we have volunteer summer interns. We don't have paralegals. We have secretaries. At the Port Authority, we had some student interns working there. They helped with managing the calendar, filing things electronically, or maybe going down to court. As far as doing copies and typing and late hours of research, that was all me. And that's me at the U.S. Attorney's Office. That was certainly me back at Legal Aid and the Port Authority. So when it comes to working weekends and working at night to get that copy machine up and running when it's run out of ink or something else, that's me. There's no one else that I can call to do that. And I am thankful for the times that Janet has come in on the weekends when I've been on trial to assist with mass copying. But those are the things that I've done. And so when you were describing that, I was actually hoping that I would get an opportunity to explain that the perception of government is not the limitless resources. And actually, when we had cases against large law firms,
That's what I'm hearing.
I personally felt that we were getting inundated with papers and motions, that they have teams of attorneys that try a case, and that they would take advantage of us lowly government lawyers. So I certainly appreciate that in how they can mass produce because they have teams. For example, with the 93 bombing cases, we had about maybe 2 senior attorneys assigned to that, and maybe 2 staff attorneys that helped out with the massive litigation involved with that. And we had some paralegals, but we were managing that. When that case came up for trial, they brought in
World Trade Center 93 bombs.
Yeah.
That were in the basement of the parking garage. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When they brought in a trial team, they only came in for trial. They didn't handle the decade of litigation and discovery that was going on. When they came in at the time of trial, they brought in 10 attorneys. The courtroom was packed with their staff. So I do appreciate the difference between law firm practice and government practice and public interest practice. So I just wanted an opportunity to share that with my personal experience.
Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And you are coming from, you have to be the kind of judge that's going to keep the big firm or the deep-pocketed attorneys from the shenanigans that go on.
I understand the game.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. I just want to give everyone an update here. It's now 5 to 12. The Lieutenant Governor should be in at 12. We'll have the formal meeting of the Governor's Council. After that, we will then proceed to the House of Representatives. We should be back here at 12:30. We have another hearing at 12:30. So you folks can come back, because I don't think we're going to be able to conclude this. It's like the other hearing, maybe 1:30. It looks like if we have to go on the House of Representatives, unless for some reason we can shorten it. I'm not suggesting that, but just to let everyone know where we stand. Council Viola?
Thank you. Anybody else cold in here?
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway,
but keep me from sweating.
July is probably the third good thing. Very nice to meet you. Very impressed with the witnesses. The reference to serious experience. I got a few phone calls, as other people have, from the attorney's office, John Mitchell pulled me aside and even one from the ABC called me, not from the U.S. Attorney's Office, but because of her work on the Women's Bar Association, I believe that's how she knows of it. And everything was very complimentary. And so, obviously, you are a very well-respected person, very compassionate person from all of your work. I think the one concern that I still am burning with, and it's just following up a little bit on Councilman Manning, is when we have district court judges, and I don't want to say typically, because we should be looking outside the box for whatever is there. However, the people who are burning interest and burning desire to want to do that. And I think what struck me most on your application was that you had applied for U.S. District Court back in 2005, and asked for U.S. District Court. And again, second time to Superior Court, third time probate and family court, fourth time juvenile court, fifth time now Superior Court. And there is an opportunity to indicate, as recent as March, that if there was another court that you would be interested in, but number one is your preference, district has never even come up on the radar. And I understand that you have indicated that wherever the governor sees fit. However, let me backtrack a little before I open it up to your commentary. Is when obviously we're out there, we nominations come up, we don't know things with Kelly Brown, they just know a little bit about a background or something, and people can't believe that we would pick someone who basically never walked into a Massachusetts before. And for many reasons, I've had district court judges tell me that, and I've had practitioners tell me that. And why they say that is because, regardless of intellect and experience, I think there has to be, there's a lot of people who like to be district court judges who have a lot of experience and a lot of skills. They're not you, but they have the skills. And so, I guess I'm searching for, it hasn't been a burning desire to be a district court judge. You've practiced here in Massachusetts for 3 months. You've been 3.5 years here, as I can see on the resume. And I go, gosh, why district court? I mean, how would you answer those critics and those concerns that it didn't come up on your radar, but here you are today, lightning struck in the bottle, and lo and behold. So versus saying, let me just add one last thing, I'm sorry. I had a recent nominee who had put into Superior Court. The governor's legal office called that person up and said, we would like to put you in X, Y, Z district court. And they said, and I could not believe it, and I found this out after, no thank you. I am a Superior Court practitioner. That's where I will serve. That's where my experience lies. And that's all about that. And I thought, wow, that was a brave move. And so I asked you.
At the time that I put my application in, there was no opening in district court, and that's the only reason why it's not in the case.
Since 2005, or that you've been applying for judges, there's never been a district court position that you...
At the 2 times that I decided to actually cast my name, and submit the application, there weren't any posted vacancies with an open deadline. So that's the simple reason why I did not put that on any application, didn't check that off.
Even though there's room to say, like, where else you would consider serving, if...
My understanding of that is only checking along the places where there are open. That was my
It's
at the time.
Excuse me, only because I see the Lieutenant Governor coming in.
Okay.
So we're told that we'll come back. Okay.
Just at this point, we're going to conclude the hearing. Let me just give you, like I said, an update. I'd like to say 12:20, but I was guessing it's going to be after that. But everyone should be back here by 12:20. It could be later than that. We're going to conclude your hearings, or ask the councils and anyone else. And after that, we'll conduct sometime probably after 1 o'clock the 12:30 hearing. Okay?
I think so many of my questions were either asked or answered. I think I still wrestle with ask you this other question. When you've been in Brockton for the 3.5+ years, you've been for 4 years now, so it's only because I'm just going by your application in March, it says 3.0 years and 6 months, when you did that in March, so that's why. So again, let me just ask, is it obviously your opinion that because of the experiences that you've had, let me take that back. I guess when we went through an onslaught of appointments a few years back, and we seem to have a lot of district attorneys, there was a sense in the court that balance has been shifted to a lot of people that were just either one-sided or just public sector experience. And I think you practice. You've been a public sector, certainly on the public side. So I guess how I'm feeling is, I just have that burning thought of, district court is a grinding day to day. It's not the big game jumps and the big cases in the federal side. It's not the academia of Harvard Law School. And certainly you were legal services for a number of years early on. So I guess I just wrestle with the fact that, there's a lot of people who apply for district court positions that have been very practiced, they're passionate, and so I don't know that you're going to be able to just, ease my concern as much as I've ever wrestled with that. But is there anything else you would like to add that says, I didn't indicate it, and I haven't thought about it, but I'm ready and I'm game.
I think you can see from my resume that each position I've taken has been a big change. I went from legal aid to Port Authorities. I went from doing child protective and legal work to civil work. And that was a big change. And then I went from civil work to a teaching position over at Harvard and probate and family court in a totally different state. And then I went from there to U.S. Attorney's Office doing criminal prosecution for the first time. So with every move that I made, employment-wise, there has been a big change, not only in the practice area of substance law, but also the courtroom in which I'm practicing. So I am familiar with the change, making those types of changes, and I feel that I'm capable of making another change and adjusting quite well to it. I do have a variety of experience, and I'm hoping that the council here will also appreciate that even though they may not be here in district court, that the experience overall in the different types of court in which I practice would be valuable to the court. And I'm hoping that would be seen by the people in the judicial nominating process. And I'm pleased, very pleased and honored to have gotten this far. And so I hope that, the fact that I did not indicate district court is merely because there were no openings at the time is accepted by you as one reason, because that is the reason.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Kelsey. Any questions? Thank you. Councilor Devane?
Thank you, Claudia Tang. I first want to apologize for being a few minutes late. I went to pick up my car. They said it would be ready for the main service, and it wasn't, so that was my delay. I apologize for that. Being the last, in the line, the last question, and we're being rushed here, and I don't want to rush you, there's not much for us to ask. But I do, some of the things I was going to ask is, basically, what do you believe your strongest trait is that qualifies you to go to the district court?
My strongest trait that I think would be well utilized in the district court would be my compassion that I have for people and my ability to listen and willing to work with people to come to resolution. I think that is my greatest asset that I bring to the position, and I'm hoping that's evident from the witnesses who have testified as well as from my resume and my application.
I like your response to And so that's what I'm, talking about. Do you feel also that you have missed out on the experience of working for a firm or in a private sector?
There are things in my experience and personality that I think would do well in a law firm setting. However, there are a lot of things that I perceive about law firms that are never attractive to me, and that's the reason why I've never pursued large law firms, or that I always felt that if you want to be a part of change, you have to actually be in it.
How do you feel that you were more effective as a lawyer in public service than you would be in a firm that you never applied for a position in a firm?
I don't know. Other than the opportunity to do pro bono work, I think that my passion for the work, the type of work that's done, would probably be there. My student, Kim Harvin, she mentioned that she's doing mergers and acquisitions. I just don't see that being my makeup and doing those things, and I applaud her for doing that. But I often have students who have gone on to law firms and contact me back and say, you know what, I hate it. How do I get back into the public sector? I really enjoyed the work that I did at H-Lab. And so if nothing else, we hope that their time in law so that they had an opportunity to see something else, to experience it, and to appreciate that type of work. Because I do think that that work is underrated.
Is there any difference, do you see, in serving a district court as you have in New York and in Massachusetts? Is there, court, or what did you see?
One of the big differences that I noticed when coming here is the reference to my brother or my sister. That was not a term that we used back in New York, referring to other counsel, other attorneys as my brother, my sister. So that was strange because the first time I heard it, I thought, wow, that's real interesting. Everyone's related on this. That's true.
Some cases it probably is. Now, you talked about defining when it was for a juvenile court, and that's very sensitive to me. And when you spoke, I said to you, I would be looking for someone like 20 years in juvenile court, and that's all I got focused on. Because that's, to me, that's the focus, and it's not something as another appointment that you look at. What kind of cases did you have? When you have child protectors, you get involved parents in custody and all that sort of thing?
With the child protective work that we do, we always represented the child. And back in the old law guardian, and we always represented children. We did not represent parents. Parents were represented by appointed counsel, and the state was represented by whatever the title was, Administration of Children's Services at the time that I was there. So we always represented what was in the best interest of the child, and depending on the age of the child, what position we may take. So we always consulted the client, we did thorough and full investigations of family circumstances. So that's with regard to the parent protection type cases that we did that in New York. There was also juvenile delinquency. That had its full range. I represented someone who had been prosecuted for killing young ranchers, to a case of throwing rocks on the playground, also a case charging manslaughter. So I had a whole range of criminal hate matters.
Did you make judgments on if the child, in a case where the child was not being taken care of, and it got choice between parents and make a decision which child should live?
If there were two-parent household and one parent was an abusing parent, and we thought that there was a way to keep the child with the non-abusing parent and to provide support and services to that parent, certainly that would be my goal. I was a co-parent law guardian, and I think Kim made reference to that in her statement, that I was not quick to judge families to call them dysfunctional, because I think every family has a certain level of dysfunction, and so I think it builds character to be a part of a family that struggles, and so it's important to me to get children back with their family members rather than placing them with foster parents. And back in New York, we have horror stories with regards to foster kids. was considered pro-parent.
You know, I have a friend right now that came from New York, and he will love judges, and which, in this case, I know how bad that is for the judges. And this woman is, her children have been taken away from her. She's a wonderful parent, she's a teacher, and everything, and that's in the New York system. And her ex-husband's a lawyer, and obviously he has a friendship with the judge, and it's really, that's another thing. It is disturbing. Tell me, what was the most difficult case in all your memory when you think of
In that type of work,
in your career?
I've had difficult cases and for different reasons of difficulty. In the context of juvenile delinquency, I had a case where I was pretty certain that my client was going to be detained for 18 months. And that was a client who had been in foster care most of his life, and that the system hadn't served him well. And the only reason now why he was going to be detained for 18 months was because he didn't have an adequate family to return to, a family that was supportive of him. So that was emotionally a very difficult case for me, and I think Kim probably remembers it when a group of my friends came to court to sort of be my moral support as I was delivering my closing in that case. So that's a case that was difficult. I've had cases where now, as a U.S. attorney, where I've had to recommend sentences of 27 years for a 21-year-old. That's a difficult case. I've had difficult cases when I was with the Port Authority where I've lost cases that I thought I was very solid on the law, but maybe because of the jury appeal that I underestimated that I lost those cases, or cases where I thought I was treated, or the parties were treated unfairly by the judge. I've had a variety of difficult experiences. I can't just name one, but I certainly say that I've seen my fair share and learned from each one.
As I said, I'm the last one on the block, so a lot of the things I was going to ask about have been asked. You talk about 9/11, that must have been really heart-wrenching, some of the cases that in those cases, what was did you win, did you lose, what did you represent?
In those cases, it was mainly in the discovery phase. I remember doing a deposition of a man whose partner was killed in the 93 bomb. He had entered a refrigerator, and his partner was right outside the refrigerator. And the only reason why he was alive is because he was protected by that refrigerator that he was in, and the experience that he went through. So that was the 93 bomb. With the 9/11 litigation, I was involved a lot with the insurance aspect of it, not the personal injury claims. That was more so with the 93 bomb and handled a lot of the discovery. Remember that.
We did talk about this when we talked previously about the 9/11. I was just curious to know what kind of cases you did represent. I have a daughter from Long Island, and they had many friends that were killed in the World Trade Center. Three of her friends and neighbors right out on the street. You can imagine. One of them was my ex-grandson killed, so I was just wondering what type of cases you did.
After 9/11, I knew a number of people. We lost two attorneys, paralegal, and a secretary. And that's just within the North Park. I knew a great number of the police officers that were lost, even ones that I taught in the academy. I went to a great deal of funerals after 9/11. I just wondered when were they going to stop.
My daughter said she couldn't go anymore. She was just 10, 11. And this whole community she came from, they had 50 that were killed, more than any other community. But anyway, no, you obviously have a range of experiences, and I appreciate all the time in your resume. And
honest, if it's going to be 15 seconds, or we'll come back, because I want to make it close, it's up to you.
You know,
Your question.
the 20 years of training in the school, the upper half, and the higher
Yes, here as well as in English.
Thank you, Councilor Callahan. I don't have any questions. I was impressed with your presentation. It's great to see wonderful witnesses who spoke on your behalf. I'd be more than happy to take this nomination up next week, a formal meeting of the council. Thank you so much, and thank you folks for coming. Thank you.